And we are back here, Sports on the Fly, Kenny and Ian, after that passionate segment on loving sports teams and being proud. Well, a pretty proud night for basketball fans last night. The Sweet 16 is the regional semifinals being cut down now to 12, and after tonight, the Elite 8 in the men's basketball Division I NCAA championship tournament, and a great slate of games last night. We will get to the overall number 1 seed, Kentucky, in a few minutes because, well, we can go on the Wildcat game for a while.
We could hang in there longer than West Virginia did.
Well, I don't think that's too hard.
That was disgusting. That whole thing was just a disgrace.
You want to just go into it now?
We might as well just mention it. I mean, geez, Louise, that was just something, huh?
78 to 39.
They doubled them up.
Doubled them up.
That doesn't happen.
And that's a good West Virginia team.
Yeah.
West Virginia spent the majority of the season ranked in the top 25. They're a 5 seed. This is not a 116 or 250.
Right. This is supposed to be a good game.
Right.
Or a good enough game.
Right.
The spread was 13. They won by 39.
That's 3 times.
Wow. Wow. We almost lost a lot of money, Sachs.
Yeah, well. That's true. We did talk about putting our money trying to beat
I thought it was 23.5, and I was still contemplating it. And that would have been a bunch anyway, because they lost by 39. 39 is a lot. That doesn't just happen.
Yeah,
you need to work hard to lose by 39.
It's tied for the most, I think the most lopsided Sweet 16 game in history.
First time anybody's ever been doubled up.
Yeah, I mean, just
which is gross.
Right, just an absolute great performance for Kentucky, and just abysmal for West Virginia.
Now, do you feel any bad for Mr. Daxter Miles, who yesterday promised, or 2 days ago promised, that Kentucky would be 36-1 after playing his West Virginia team? Now, let me tell you how much he contributed to that try. He played 19 minutes. He had 1 rebound. He had 1 personal foul, which are all more than the amount of points he had, which is 0.
Well, he did have a rebound.
Yeah.
Which helps West Virginia. I think I saw one headline that had 36 and WON.
Yes. I think that was a Kentucky tweet after the game. I think somebody tweeted that out.
Yeah. So I think that sums up the answer, that it's 1.
Now, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like he added fuel to the fire? Do you think they needed to build some confidence going into that game? What do you think? If you're a West Virginia fan, are you happy that he did that? Are you upset that he maybe added too much fuel to Kentucky's fire?
I'm upset that he did that, because Kentucky's the best team in the land without motivation. You give them fuel to the fire. You give John Calipari something to use in a pregame speech, saying this team knows that they can beat you with 10 NBA prospects on the team. You don't want to wake that giant up.
Yeah. I love it, because that to me, that's sports. We just talked about it. That's sport. Trash talk. Come on, give me a little something. We're here to be entertained. That's entertainment. Kentucky comes out and makes you look like trash. That's fine. I'm cool with that, especially because I'm not a West Virginia fan. If I'm a West Virginia fan, I say, keep your mouth shut, Daxter. All right? Go to class, okay? Come out the next day, maybe score a point, maybe. Just give me 1. And then we'll see maybe if next time you could talk about Kentucky being undefeated. going into the Sweet 16. But Kentucky just too good for the West Virginia team. That their press didn't even look like a press. It just looked like total chaos. It was not a controlled, chaotic event like a press is. It was just total mayhem. It was a bloodbath out there. Kentucky was swinging swords and katanas like there was no tomorrow, and West Virginia didn't even bring a shield to the fight. They got slaughtered. It was a bloodbath. Kentucky is as good as ever, and they are going to be a challenge for any team moving forward.
Well, you mentioned Kentucky on offense breaking the West Virginia press and making it look elementary, but
they brought their own
through
some stretches.
Exactly. What I wanted to touch on was Kentucky's defense holding West Virginia to 24.1% shooting.
Yeah.
The lowest shooting percentage in a Sweet 16 game. And just West Virginia could not get a good shot off. And really, it's a cliche, I know, but everyone knows it. Defense wins championships.
Well, you know what? They're cliches for a reason. They're cliches because they're true. You give flowers on the first date because it works. You know, you play good defense because it wins you games. It's not a cliche because it's just stupid. It's a cliche because it's true, and that's true. Defense wins championships. Kentucky played the defensive championships last night. They were outstanding. They're just so much bigger than that West Virginia team. Anytime they tried to get inside, it looked like a baby trying to dunk on Shaq. It was just sad to watch. There was no way he was going to get by anybody inside the paint, especially Willie Cauley-Stein had a great game defensively. They were too good. They closed in when they needed to, and they spread out when they had the ability to close down on some shooters. They didn't allow any mid-range jump shots, and they didn't allow anything in tight. They said, West Virginia, if you're going to beat us, you're going to hit your three-point shots, and West Virginia did not do so. Shooting 24.1 from the field over the course of a game, that's not going to win you a Pee Wee game, nonetheless a Sweet 16 game. So Kentucky did a great job defensively when they had the ability to lock in, right? When they had the ability to close in and keep Willie Cauley-Stein on the ball inside, that's when they beat him. Because that's the only way West Virginia was going to score, by getting the ball inside, trying to get fouled, trying to get to the line. But Cauley-Stein's not going to let that happen. And Kentucky had the ability to close in and trap those offensive players inside that area of Willie Cauley-Stein, keep him inside his den, inside his lair, and they weren't able to get by the monster.
Right. Well, I mean, Kentucky's just so big, so deep, so versatile that you know, really anybody they throw out there really could just have such a big impact on the game. Last year in the tournament, it was the guard play of the Harrison twins.
Right.
Now this year, it's the big post players, but they still have the Harrisons.
Yeah.
So, Kentucky just has so many weapons. They're so loaded. But the thing is, you touched on it, that West Virginia didn't hit their outside shots.
Yeah.
And
that's what it came down, especially in the first half. It was tied 2-2 for a minute, and then it was 4-2, and then it was 7-2. And then it was 14-2, and then it was 22-2, and then everybody started going home.
Right. There was nothing that you could see after that, because that was the second game, and it was decided 10 minutes in.
Yep.
And now let's touch on the first game in that region, Notre Dame, Wichita State.
I just sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Just a bad region. No intrigue. No intrigue over there.
Yeah, the biggest intrigue was the second round Wichita State, Kansas.
Right, and now that's over.
Right, it's, I mean, you know, maybe you think if Kansas sneaks through, and maybe if they do get to the regional final, which of course they don't because they lost to Wichita State, then, you know, that could be interesting with Kentucky. But no, it wouldn't be, because in like the second game of the season, Kentucky blew Kansas out by 40.
Yeah.
So really, I mean, but now you have a Notre Dame team that is in the Elite Eight for the first time since 1979, and they're hot. They won the ACC tournament, beating Duke and North Carolina back-to-back days.
Yeah.
Now they get into the tournament. They win their first 3 games there, so I think they're on
a bit of a streak.
They're on a bit of a streak. And I was listening to Mike and Mike this morning, and they were saying that if a team is going to beat Kentucky, which that's a big if.
It's a big if.
big if, bigger than College Town and Towns put together.
Oh, that's a big one.
It's going to be with outside shooting.
Yeah, and Notre Dame can shoot.
Right. I think I heard I'm not sure. I think it might have been in the second half of the game against Wichita State last night. I think they hit 18 of 24 threes.
Whoa.
Or no.
That would have been intense.
Maybe for the game. But I think I did hear
Calm down, Sax.
That I forgot exactly what the stat was, but they're a good shooting team.
Yeah, and they can hit their shots. Now, I think Kentucky's going to fly by on the left side of the brackets. I think they're going to fly into the finals. But I think, and you count me silly and color me pink and rosy and stupid, but I have the final. I got Gonzaga, Kentucky in the final, and I got Gonzaga coming on top because I don't know why. And that's just how I feel.
Well, that's a beautiful thing with sports. It's not rational.
Yeah, that's why I love it. Because you could be dumb as me and get away with it.
Now, I had Gonzaga in the championship game
against Duke
2 years ago.
Oh.
2 years ago against Indiana. And they lost in the second round of Wichita State.
Ugh, Wichita State's annoying, huh?
Well, no, I had them against in winning over Kansas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I like it too.
So I had that one.
I didn't do a bracket this year because once I start crossing teams off, it just gets confusing, and I don't know who's where anymore, and then I just get lost, and it makes me nervous. Okay, quick question. Let's go through the fourth tonight.
Yeah.
All right. You've got number 11 UCLA against number 2 Gonzaga, 22-13 UCLA, 34-2 Gonzaga. That's the 7:15 game. Spread Gonzaga minus 8.5. Who are you picking to win the game, and then who are you picking with the spread?
Gonzaga covers.
Gonzaga and covers. Okay, let's move forward. We got NC State, the number 8 seed, number 4 seed Louisville. NC State at 22-13, Louisville 26-8. That game at 7:37, and Louisville the favorite by only 2.5.
I give. This is an ACC matchup.
Yep.
So these two teams know each other very well from the regular season, squaring off at least once, maybe twice. I'm giving the edge to Louisville,
okay.
Higher seed. They snuck by in the first round, definitely. I actually had UC Irvine upsetting Louisville in the first round.
So you got to get them out of here now.
But I think Louisville is too tough. I think Rick Pitino knows how to win in the NCAA tournament. He's been there several times before.
But you had him losing to Irvine?
Well, well, I think that's the thing with Louisville. They either go to the Final Four or they lose in the first round.
Mm-hmm. All right, fair.
Nothing in the middle.
All right, well, then I guess you got them winning.
So I have them winning.
You got them covering the spread, 2.5?
Yes.
All right.
I give them maybe winning by 5.
All right, let's move on. Number 5 seed Utah versus number 1 seed Duke. Utah 26-8, Duke 31-4. That game at 9:45. Duke the favorite -5.
Duke covers.
Duke covers.
I think that they are too much of an athletic team, too big, too much to handle for Utah. I'm not sold on the Utes really at all. And I think that Duke, even though they frequently get tripped up in the Sweet 16, I think that this year's team with Jahlil Okafor
is too much.
And company is just too much, and they will easily get to the Elite Eight.
All right, so you got Duke covered. So let's recap. We got an 11 seed and a 2 seed UCLA Gonzaga. Gonzaga -8.5. You've got Gonzaga covering. The 8 and 4 NC State versus Louisville. Louisville -2.5. You've got Louisville covering, and then Utah versus Duke. The 5 versus 1. Duke -5. You've got Duke covering, and now to round it all out tonight, game at 10:07. Number 7, Michigan State at 25-11, up against the number 3 seed in Oklahoma at 24-10. Michigan State is the favorite, -1.5. Who you got?
I go Michigan State because as I
So you just pick the favorites, huh, Sax? That's all you do? You just pick the favorites.
Well, I think okay. First, I think UCLA, their run is over. They had a good run. Nobody expected them to even be in the tournament. Then they win a pair of games, get to the second weekend, but Gonzaga just too much for them.
Yeah.
Duke and a real athletic team. Utah, I had them getting upset in the first round to Stephen F. Austin. I had Stephen F. Austin winning 2 games.
God, you got a lot of upsets out there. Irvine, Austin.
I picked the wrong upsets because then I had Iowa State in the Final Four.
Whoa!
They got upset.
Whoa!
So my bracket has been busted.
Yeah.
I have
definition of busted.
Virginia in the championship game. Michigan State saw to that they don't get there.
Yeah.
So at least I still have Kentucky winning the national championship, as does everybody in the country. So that doesn't help me. And then in the final region, I have it coming down to Wisconsin and Arizona, which
that could still happen.
Which it did, because they both won.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
So but everybody had those 2 teams in that.
So you've got Wisconsin, Arizona, and then what is it? Kentucky
and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. So you've got that. Elite Eight?
I have that side fine.
All right, so you've got Kentucky beating Notre Dame.
Right.
Who do you have beating Wisconsin? The Wisconsin game.
That was the toughest game for me to pick, I think, in the whole tournament. Coin flip, I give it to either team. Neither one would surprise me, but I went Arizona. I think that from the Elite Eight loss last year to Wisconsin, losing I think by 1 in overtime, that loss has resonated with the team for the last 365 days, and they will come back now with a chance to play with this same Wisconsin team, same round. I think they finally get it done. Sean Miller finally gets to the Final Four, and look at it last year. Bo Ryan finally breaks through, gets to the Final Four. It's Sean Miller's time now.
So, other side of things, you've got Gonzaga, Louisville, Duke, and Michigan State winning. So it would be Gonzaga versus Duke, and then Louisville versus Michigan State. So who do you got on both those sides?
I go Michigan State. I think that one is a little bit of a fan pick. I like the Spartans. I like Tom Izzo. I think that one's a little bit of a I want to see them get there. The Duke-Gonzaga game, I was toying...
Don't let me down.
I was toying with having Gonzaga in the Final Four when I started to fill out the brackets. But then creeping in the back of my mind was 2 years ago, and I said I just can't have them go. Look at what they did there. They lost in the second round. So since I was I was thinking this Duke team is good, but I don't see them getting to the Final Four, I'm going Gonzaga.
Okay. Wow. Whoa.
Your squad.
Wait a second. What? You totally threw me off. And then you wait a minute. Sax. Whoa. Yeah?
Gonzaga.
Yeah. That's my boy.
Yeah.
So you got him beating Duke.
I do.
So then I guess that means you've got Louisville, or I guess Michigan State, because you picked them over.
No. Today I'm picking them.
Right,
yes.
But are you going to pick Louisville in if they play each other?
No, I have Michigan State going Final Four.
Okay, so Michigan State versus Gonzaga on that side of the bracket, and I guess you're going to pick Michigan State?
I think, yes.
Yeah?
My brother actually has Michigan State in the final.
Whoa.
Yeah, losing to Kentucky.
All right.
But he has them in the final.
Go Sparty go, huh?
Right, and when I saw that, I said, wow, going with a 7 seed. Well, now they're in a region where the highest seed is a 3, and they're favored against them.
Yeah.
Then they go to the final, say, they play the 4 or the 8. Michigan State could very easily get to the Final Four. Then they match up with maybe Duke and Gonzaga. That's a winnable game. Hey, look, he's got that right.
It's possible. Yeah, I won't say it's impossible. I got Gonzaga winning on that side of the bracket. I've got Louisville obviously beating Michigan State. I've got Gonzaga, Louisville on that side of the bracket in the Final Four. I got Gonzaga beating them in overtime. and then go into the final against Kentucky, obviously. But who will Kentucky play on your side of the bracket in the Final Four?
I've got Arizona.
Oh, I've got Wisconsin.
Okay. If Wisconsin wins, I'd say, okay.
They're elite. They're an elite team.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they are one of the best teams in the nation.
Well, that's the thing.
And that's going to be a good game. A real good game.
That's the Elite Eight matchup I am by far most looking forward to. Last year, these two teams battled in the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
And when I saw that they were in the same region, could match up there again, I said, oh,
yes.
that is going to be a great, great 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
If not more, because it could go to overtime like it did last year.
And whoever wins is going to put up a fight against Kentucky.
I think that is Kentucky's biggest test.
Yeah. I think Gonzaga's their biggest test, and they'll see them in the final, and they won't pass that test. But that's just me. So, all right. So what we've got, our Final Four, you've got Arizona, Kentucky, Michigan State, Gonzaga. That's your Final Four. I've got Wisconsin, Kentucky, Louisville, Gonzaga. And then my final, I've got Kentucky, Gonzaga, and you've got Kentucky, Michigan State. And then you've got Kentucky winning, and I've got Gonzaga winning.
Yeah. Well, sounds like good picks. This is why it is March Madness.
Because it is total chaos and mayhem.
And
it's bedlam.
I love it.
I love it.
I get sad when my bracket gets busted.
Yeah, but you get happy that it keeps on going, don't you?
But I get happy when I'm still watching games, and it's 3 weeks of pure joy.
And then once it's over, playoff hockey.
Exactly.
And opening day.
And then playoff basketball 2 weeks
later.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, whatever.
All right. Thanks, Ken.
Oh, come on. That's no fun. Come on. It's going to be the Cavs and the Suns. The Spurs.
Hopefully.
Cavs and Spurs. So it's just instead of the Heat and the Spurs, it's Cavs and Spurs.
Well, then the finals should be good.
Yeah, the finals is always kind of fun.
Right.
They still need a name for that stupid championship. Once they get a name for the championship, I will watch every game of the playoffs.
Oh, meaning like the Stanley Cup?
Yep, the World Series.
Super Bowl. Okay.
Give me something.
Yeah.
All right. NBA championship. That's it? That's all you got? That's all you got for me?
Well, that's an argument for another day.
Yeah, and that's all the time we got for today.
Yeah, and Ken, always a pleasure.
We won't be back next Friday.
No.
But we could possibly be back Wednesday.
Why not?
Why not? Noon? Yeah, I'm free. Noon on Wednesday.
We'll check the schedule.
Yeah, we'll
stay tuned on our social media.
Yes.
We will tweet out when we will be back.
At Ian R. Sachs, at Keishman, and we will let you know. And we will also be letting you know when we'll be bringing you some live Iona College softball and some Iona College baseball. Myself and Ian bringing you the play-by-play for that on the Iona Insider. So sign up. It's free.
Well, hopefully we're on the air this Sunday.
Yeah, hopefully we're on the air this Sunday. What time's that game?
I don't know.
Okay.
We should look that up.
We should look that up.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what we'll do now that we're off the air.
I think it's noon. Yeah, we'll look that up now. Anyway, Ian, thanks for having me on. We'll see you soon.
Ken, I'm not having you on. We're on this together.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
We got to come up with a new promo, though. We got to get rid of that other one where I sound like an idiot.
We'll work on that.
All right, thanks.
You're listening to WICR, Iona College Radio.
In the last 2 hours, I've lost